What's up, Facebook? Welcome to Brunch Break, episode 21. My name is Bethany Steck-Janacek, also known as Mrs. Love Chard, and I come here on the Love Chard page every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Central Time to share with you my weight loss journey, my emotional eating transformation, how I lost over 80 pounds, and how I help others transform and change their lives as well. So I'm so glad you're here for this episode. Today I'm going to talk about, I'm fresh out of the shower, and I had my episode all planned for today, and I'm going to switch it up from what I wanted to do. So what I want to do today is talk about how I went from donuts, chips, ice cream, alcohol, all of that stuff, to smoothies, salads, vegetables, hummus, stir fry, all that kind of stuff. It was a transformation, of course, and I'll kind of walk you through what that looks like for me, because I want to strip back and just show you and share with you what my life was like before I made the change. I think a lot of times it's so easy to look at someone who has transformed and be like, okay, but it must have been so easy for you. Or, yeah, you did it, but it's so hard for me. Or, I can't imagine myself being where you are, right? It's so easy to look at someone who has been successful or who is where you want to be, and it's hard to see that journey, and it's hard to see that before. And I'm here to share with you that I am just like you guys. Everyone watching, I am just like you. I was just like you. I still am just like you. I'm just a girl. I'm just a human that had an emotional eating food addiction problem because of the food I was eating. Hi, Jenny. And there's nothing special about me that made me succeed in a weight loss transformation and transitioning to a healthy lifestyle. There's nothing special about me in order to do that. And I'm saying that so that you too know that it's not something that only I embody and you can't reach your own success, and that you can't reach weight loss and all of these things. Of course, everyone has their own individual journeys, and everyone's journey looks different, but that there is no reason why you shouldn't be able to get to where you want to go. So let me back up a little bit and share with you what my life was like before I made the decision to make a change. And hopefully a lot of you can relate to where I was and see what is possible for yourself. So the title of this episode is From Chips and Donuts or something like that to smoothies and salads. And it's so the truth. My nutrition, well, let me throw up the air quotes. My nutrition was filled with the most toxic, I want to say food, but it's not even food. The most toxic things that you could put in your body, I ate it all day, every day. Soda, alcohol, cigarettes, ice cream, donuts, fast food, chips, cheese curds, all of it, like just crap. And I thought this was totally normal. I thought this was totally fine because everyone else is doing it, right? Like, it's widely accepted that you can just go through a drive-thru whenever you want. It's widely accepted that we're gonna go out for beer and pizza or wings or whatever, right? Like, it's the norm. And so I didn't think that there was anything wrong with these things because everyone else was doing them. But I did think there was a problem with me because I was so overweight and I was so addicted to these foods, right? So I would look at all these people and be like, why is Claudia, whoever Claudia is, why is she so thin and pretty with no acne and seemingly no self-esteem problems, but all she eats is ice cream and smokes cigarettes? How is that fair? You know, why is it that I try so hard to lose weight and I can't, but I am eating the same things or whatever? So I was always comparing myself to others. I was always wondering what my problem was and why I had a weight problem, an emotional eating problem, a food addiction problem, a self-esteem problem, an acne problem, a headache problem, chronic stomach pain problem. Like, I just had problem after problem after problem after problem, but I didn't really see how food and nutrition was such a huge part of it because everyone else was doing it, right? I know a lot of you, tell me if you're listening, if you have ever felt this way too. Like, why can they eat all the food in the universe and not gain an ounce, and I eat a chocolate donut and my ass jiggles for a week? quoting Adam Sandler from, I can't remember what movie that was. But, what was I saying? I got distracted by Adam Sandler. Yeah, let me know if you're watching and you have felt this before, you know, looking at other people and wondering why they seem to be carrying it all together and you can't. You can't get it together. You can't stop emotional eating. You can't stop going through drive-thrus. You can't stop thinking about food, all this stuff. This was me. And it wasn't until, thanks Megan from Big Daddy, this didn't change until until the beginning of my lifestyle change in 2013. I started to kind of know that I shouldn't be eating the foods that I was eating. I just thought that there still was a problem with me. Like, there must be a problem with me that I can eat all these foods and have emotional eating problems and other people can't, so it must be a problem with me. And so that's when I started to really kind of take my health seriously and be like, I have to fix something. Like, it's a problem with me. I have to fix it. I have to, you know, change my nutrition and all this. And so I went from this horrible lifestyle of toxic food, alcohol, cigarettes, toxic environment, some toxic friends, some toxic work environments, and toxic thoughts and shitty mindset and all of this. And that's where I started. That's where I started my lifestyle change. I'm like, I have to make a change. Like, something has to be different. I can't walk around for the rest of my life thinking there's something wrong with me. I can't walk around for the rest of my life, you know, feeling like I am a failure and that I can't get my shit together, like all this. And it was really, I had a lot of negative self-talk to myself, and it wasn't something that I ever want anyone else to go through. I don't want people to feel that they have to bring themselves down in order to reach their success and goals. I mean, the total opposite should be the truth. And I know it's hard to not be down on ourselves and to not beat ourselves up and to not, you know, put ourselves on a pedestal and like not want failure and all that. Like, I get that. But what I'm saying is, you're not going to move forward in the speed and in the joy that you want to with your life if you keep talking negative to yourself. It's just, you're not going to be in a good environment to reach success. And I mean up here. So, when I started my lifestyle change, I cut out all the, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, obvious type of junk food, like the fast food and the packaged stuff and the ice cream and the soda and stuff like that. I cut all that out. Very shortly after the beginning of my decision to make a change, I found the whole food plant-based lifestyle. I discovered Dr. Furman on a PBS special. And it was like I finally found what I had been looking for my whole life, that I didn't have to restrict my food. I didn't have to count calories. I didn't have to portion things out into little like 2-ounce containers and starve for the rest of my life or for the rest of the day. And so I found this lifestyle and I was like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. And the point that I want to make here, I think the biggest point of my whole brunch break today, I'm kind of all over the place, but before was filled with food addiction, emotional eating, toxic behavior, thoughts, and food. Foods that were not weight loss promoting, health promoting, foods that would cause inflammation, headaches, low energy, acne, all that stuff. Like, I was putting myself in that environment by what I was eating and who I was hanging around with and what I was doing with my actions. So I was putting myself in that environment, and when I realized that I was putting myself in that environment, it wasn't, I mean, yes, there's fast food places everywhere and there's temptations everywhere and all this, but like, you choose. You choose. Like, I drive by fast food every day now, like all the time, and I don't even flinch anymore. Like, at all. I used to be like driving into every single fast food and getting something here and something there and something there. Like, I would do that all the time. I don't even flinch anymore. Doesn't even bother me. And that's, 4 years in, but it was a struggle at first. So what environment are you going to put yourself in? Okay? I'll ask you again, what environment are you going to put yourself in so that you can reach success? Are you going to still be hanging around with the people that make fun of you for your food choices, or that, aren't good for your, self-esteem or whatever? You're some of the 5-ish people that you spend the most time with. So choose wisely there. That's a whole nother topic. But what environment are you going to put yourself in as far as your nutrition and your body, right? If your body's in an environment that you're feeding it with Cheetos and donuts and chips and alcohol and cigarettes and other drugs, I don't know, your body isn't going to be where you want it to be, and your body isn't going to be able to work at its most optimal level if the environment that you're putting your body in is not healthful. Okay? And so we control our bodies, we control our food, we chew, we think, we act. And so what changes are you going to make in the environment that you are in so many different areas, right? What changes are you going to make in the environment that you are in so that you can be in the best place possible for success? And I hear this a lot, like, okay, it's, easier said than done. It's so hard. I get that there's struggles. I get that it's uncomfortable to do something different. I get that there will be obstacles and that it's something new and it's a little weird to do new stuff. I get it. It's change. But we can't keep doing the same shit and expecting different results. Right? And what I mean is I couldn't keep sitting on the couch eating bags of donuts and Cheetos at a time and expect to be healthful and expect to get over my emotional eating problems, right? It's the environment that you put yourself in. So what changes are you going to make? And at the end of the day too, let's think, I talked about this on an interview I did the other day. When we look at like eating as a core, and this is very basic, and of course there's different layers, but look at eating food at its core. I hear all the time, it's so hard to eat a salad. It's so hard to make vegetables. It's so hard to eat a stir fry. Like, is it really hard though? Because all we're doing is opening our mouth, putting in food, chewing, swallowing. So like, the actual act of doing it isn't hard. It's what we think around it that makes it hard. We're making it hard. Because actually eating a salad isn't actually hard. Unless you have jaw problems or something like that. But actually doing it for most people isn't hard. We're just opening our mouth and chewing and swallowing. So, of course there's emotional eating layers tangled in that. And, that's where I come in to help support you in that. But are we making things harder than they are? First question. And 2, what environment are you going to put yourself in so that you can reach massive, massive success, accelerated success, and success that actually lasts? So I'm going to talk a little bit today about how I can help you in that. And there's nothing wrong with reaching out for help, support, guidance. I hear all the time like, people should be able to do this stuff on their own. Like it's not that big of a deal. First off, who wants to do anything by themselves if they can be surrounded by people who get it and people who support you, right? Like, it is so amazing to be surrounded by people who understand you, who lift you up, who are good friends, right? Everyone likes that feeling of comfort and having somewhere to go and having somewhere to turn. So